Hello, today's lesson is called Supersport Has Arrived. In this lesson, we are going to study the present perfect, use, and form. When do we need to use present perfect forms? When we talk about things in the recent past. Look at 3 examples. I've just got a promotion. My brother has bought a new car. Facebook has recently increased its sales. Additionally, we use the present perfect to talk about past events using ever and never. For example, I've never been to Japan. Have you ever written a letter of complaint? How do we form the present perfect? We use the auxiliaries have and has and the verb in past participle form. We can make sentences in affirmative and negative forms, as well as questions. Look at some examples. Affirmative sentences. I have just received your email. My boss has just given me the news. Negative sentences. We haven't signed the agreement. The customer hasn't sent me his letter. Questions. Has the meeting been cancelled? Have you received the order yet? We use verbs in past participle to form the present perfect, right? So, let's remember that we use regular and irregular verbs in past participle. Take a minute looking at the charts. For more irregular verbs, remember to check the list on page 110 of your book. Let's practice a little bit. Here you are a list of 5 verbs. Use them in the present perfect form to complete the text. Take 2 minutes to do this exercise. Make a pause if you need more time. So, here you are the correct answers. Please check yourself. 1. Has been. 2. Has opened. 3. Has built. 4. Have invested. 5. Have or has worked. Listen to the complete text. Supersport, the chain of sports stores, has been in the US for a year and has opened 10 stores. Supersport has built 9 new stores in New York and 1 in California. We have invested a lot of money and our staff have or has worked very hard, says Director Astrid Smith. So now let's practice asking questions using the present perfect. Read the instructions, please. You have to use the question words in the green box to complete the questions below. Right? Take 3 more minutes of your time to complete the questions. Make a pause if you need more time. So, here you are the correct answers. Please check. Number 1. Where has Supersport opened stores? Repeat. Where has Supersport opened stores? Two. Why has Astrid Smith moved to New York? Repeat. Why has Astrid Smith moved to New York? 3. How long has Supersport been in the USA? Repeat. How long has Supersport been in the USA? 4. How much money has Supersport invested? Repeat. How much money has Supersport invested? 5. How many staff has Supersport hired? Repeat. How many staff has Supersport hired? Now, look at this to-do list. Read Nick's list of things to do for his holiday. Make sentences using present perfect in positive and negative forms. Look at the example. 1. Book hotel. Do you see a check? It means Nick has done it, so it's a positive sentence. You should say, Nick has booked the hotel. Now it's your turn. Write sentences for the next 6 items on the list. You have 3 to 4 minutes to do it. Make a pause if you need more time. Okay, now let's check your answers. These are the sentences you should have written. Number 2. Nick has checked the timetable. Repeat. Nick has checked the timetable. Number 3. He hasn't invited Tim. Repeat. He hasn't invited Tim. Four. He has borrowed a guidebook. Repeat. He has borrowed a guidebook. Number 5. He hasn't bought a ticket. Repeat. He hasn't bought a ticket. Number 6. He hasn't packed his suitcase. Repeat. He hasn't packed his suitcase. Number 7. He has looked at the map. Repeat. He has looked at the map. This is a special to-do list. It has tasks and activities you normally do. Now you have to write sentences using present perfect to say if you have or haven't done these things today. For example, in number 1 you can say, I have read the newspaper, if you have done it. Or, I haven't read the newspaper, if you haven't done this. Is that clear? Okay, now write your sentences. Make a pause if you need more time. Okay, let's check your sentences. In number 2, you can say, I have sent emails. Or, I haven't sent any emails today. In number 3, the sentences are, I have replied some emails. Or, I haven't replied any emails today. In number 4, you can say, I have done homework. Or, I haven't done any homework. The sentences in number 5 are, I have done the housework. Or, I haven't done any housework. Sentences number 6 are, I have had some fun. Or, I haven't had any fun today. The sentences in number 7 are, I have spent time with my family. Or, I haven't spent any time with my family. Let's recap. We use the present perfect to talk about things in the recent past. He has just signed the contract. We also use the present perfect to talk about past events using ever and never. I've never been to Japan. Have you ever written a letter of complaint? We form the present perfect with auxiliaries have and has and verbs in past participle form.